Hey, this is Tara. I'm just getting ready to go out for tennis lessons today, and I was very aware suddenly of a bad habit that I've gotten into. And not only have I noticed it in myself, but I've noticed it in other people. As this is what happens, we become aware of something, we start to notice it in other people. And the bad habit that I've fallen into, that you might have also, that's really important to address, is the power in language, and the power in not just how we talk to ourselves, but how we frame and perceive the world around us. So research has shown that yes, stress is toxic, and you can have a really healthy lifestyle, but if you're still under overwhelming amounts of stress, that's really going to impact your health more than everything else that you do to try and stay healthy. We also know that it's not just stress. Really what it is, and what science supports, is that it's our perception of stress. And a lot of that has to do with how we frame things that happen to us in our lives. So what we say about things, or what we say to ourselves about things that are happening, really has an impact on how our nervous system responds to it, and how much stress we feel, and how we're going to be impacted by that stress. So for example, right now, it's January, a lot of people are getting into goal setting, and the holidays are over, so it's busy. And this is what people are saying: I'm so busy, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so stressed out, I'm so maxed out, we've felt overwhelmed, the feeling of overwhelmed, which is temporary, based on the circumstances and how we're perceiving them. So are we really overwhelmed? And what's really going on? People are overwhelmed by good things as much as they are bad things. So if a whole bunch of good things are happening and you just have to produce more, that's an opportunity. That's amazing. So why put a negative connotation on it and say that you're just overwhelmed, or that you're just struggling with all the great things that are happening? If bad things that are happening in your life, disappointments come up, how are you framing it? Is it really on a scale, and on a scale of things that you've already survived, that big of an impact? Because the second that you say, I'm overwhelmed, you shut down creative process in your mind, you shut down productivity, and what you do is you make the overwhelm bigger. And so I noticed that this was happening in my own life when some things that I was really passionately working on didn't come through. Things that I had placed as priority in my life weren't going in the direction I thought they were going. And so a few things all happened at once, and I was really disappointed in how things had started to transition. And immediately I went, I'm so disappointed. Oh, now I feel so overwhelmed. I am so stressed out. And what that did immediately was remove any opportunity for growth from that situation and make me feel worse. So here's a better approach. Identify how you're feeling. I'm not saying ignore what's going on. Yes, overwhelming stuff happens. But guess what? In the 21st century, with the kind of world we live in, shit happens every day. So be prepared for it. And then be aware of how it makes you feel, and allow yourself to say, I'm feeling this way because of this circumstance. But then recontextualize it. Make it have value in your life instead of being crippling in your life. So I feel this way because of this, and what am I going to do with it? So then the next set of questions is, so what? And then what? So what? Things didn't work out the way that I had planned. How often does this happen in our lives? All the time. So what? So then what? The next question is then what, which is, let's move on with this. What are you going to do next? Take action right away. Identify how you feel, know why you feel it, and then quickly move on from that. So what? Everybody's dealing with something. Let's move forward. How can you recontextualize it? On a scale of 1 to 10, is it really a 10? Or are you placing limitations on your own resilience by making it an 8, a 9, or a 10 when really it's a 3, a 4, or 5? What if it was a 3, 4, or 5? How would you respond to it differently? Play with it, recontextualize it, reframe it, and then so what? Then what? What are you going to do about it? Start taking action. Stop neglecting the parts of your life that are bringing you joy and resilience and balance to the stresses in your life. Know that the stresses are always going to be there, and really diminish them, and instead focus on the things that are going well for you. Focus on the things that bring you joy, and construct more of your life around the things that make you feel great, instead of always running away from the things that make you feel lousy. So it's a real mindset shift that will change everything that happens to you, good and bad, in the coming year. If you have good stress, really focus on framing that as good and opportunity and changing the dynamics of the language that you use. Stop using words that are limiting to your potential and to your growth and to your whole nervous system. You will gain more health in your nervous system if you reframe things and use language constructively. I'm not overwhelmed by all of these things that are happening. This is an opportunity for me to rise, or this is an opportunity for me to find something else, or this is make things an opportunity, make things an experiment. Nothing is the end of the world unless it's the end of the world. So we have to stop globalizing and making things disproportionately stressful to what they really are in the context of our lives. Expect the unexpected and be able to know that the smaller you make it in your mind, the smaller it will be in your world, the better your nervous system is going to respond to it. So start using language and how you frame things and how you perceive and how you talk to yourself in a way that's going to help you get through whatever it is you're going through. Focus on the action that you can take to the end outcome. Focus on the things that make you feel joyful and relaxed and great, and less on the things that are causing you to feel overwhelmed or stressed or maxed out. Trust me, most people, when they say they're maxed out, they're still at 5 out of 10, because when stuff happens and we have to rise, we still have all this room to respond. So imagine yourself as bigger than what you actually feel like you are in this moment, as more capable, as more resilient, as more capable to get through the stuff in your life than maybe you feel like in this moment. But language can change all of that, and it really impacts the nervous system in a strong and long-lasting way. So this is the one thing that you can do. Break this bad habit, change it for the year to come. It's going to change how you move through stressors in your life and how you recover from them, and that's the most important thing, how you bounce back. I hope you're off to a great start. I hope this isn't your bad habit that you've fallen into, but if it is, join me in changing it for the better. Until next time, I hope you're well.